once again, we bid you a hello, big warm welcome here to Exiles TV.
A big warm.
Was that
wet,
over the top?
A big warm, wet, possibly illegal weapon if you're welcome if you're under the age of 17. Just kidding. How are you? Welcome to Exiles TV. Glad to have you with us this morning.
There's another week, and there's so much has gone on over the last few days. I don't even know where to begin. We had the Trump rally. That was supposed to have 100,000 people or more.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's how many tickets were asked for. Trump wound up with a lot of empty seats in Tulsa, Oklahoma the other night, but I don't think that made it a failure. What I thought was interesting was that one of our congresswomen, one of our representatives of the United States, Congressman Alejandra Ocasio-Cortez, was bragging on her Twitter feed that she basically used TikTok, which is a new social media app, a Chinese social media app, by the way. TikTok, it's on
great recipes, by the way.
But she used TikTok to organize teens and other young people to request as many tickets as possible, tickets they had no intention of using. And that would lead to the empty seats.
This is great. This is wonderful. You know what? This means that not only can she make drinks, she knows how to work a web page.
Yep.
Two skills that she only had one before. She could make drinks.
Here we thought that and dancing was all she had going for her. But here's my question, though, Bill: was that not a member of Congress admitting that they conspired with a Chinese entity to affect the outcome of a U.S. election?
It's a
or
hosting
interfere
site
with a campaign?
It's a hosting site that is available everywhere. So I mean,
social media. What are you gonna do?
Why don't you just ignore this? Why make a big thing out of
I
this?
just think it's fun.
Nobody gives a rat's behind about AOC in the state of Louisiana. She is absolutely no threat to us. She's a source of amusement and
no. The biggest threat she is to her own constituents.
Yeah, exactly. And that, you know what? You get the representative you deserve.
She, by the way, has a very ardent challenger. She has a Republican challenger and a Democratic challenger, I've read, for this fall's election. So we'll see how things go with her.
She's a novelty act. Her
but
and
you hear people
the one from Minnesota.
I hear people say that her, what do they call them, the squad?
Yeah.
The four ethnic
the four
congresswomen.
Misfits.
They say Nancy Pelosi's just a figurehead. Those four are running things in the House of Representatives.
Oh, please.
It's like, come on. They couldn't run their hose for crying out loud.
Yeah, those four couldn't run a bowel movement. Give me a break. It's a novelty act.
Let's see what else is big in the news. Let's get off of politics. Batman. Michael Keaton is returning to the role of Batman.
I'm Batman.
Now, I know you're not a big fan of these things.
I like Michael Keaton, though.
But they are big bank. And Michael Keaton has certainly, since Batman, shown himself to be an actor of substance.
He's a great actor. He really is.
An upcoming movie that features the superhero The Flash. You're familiar with The Flash, right?
Yeah.
He's fast.
I auditioned to be a sidekick, the Bang.
Apparently, the Flash and the Bang. That would be a good Flash and Bang. Anyway, apparently this Flash movie that hasn't been made yet is going to feature Batman as a character, and Michael Keaton is going to return to the role. And they say it's going to be more or less a continuance of the Batman that Ben Affleck played. So we're talking about an older, more mature, and perhaps a little more worldly wise Batman.
Here's a question for you.
Batman.
It's something that you have done more than once, I think. I've never done this. Would you get on a cruise ship right now?
No. As a matter, I'm an outcast, not an outcast, but I'm an outlier in my own family because we did that once. Maybe it was because of the week we did it, September 11th of 2001. We were on a cruise ship.
Uh-oh, Lucy.
But we managed to have a relatively good time despite that going on back home. But we kind of went, okay, been there, done that, nah.
See, I have always looked at cruise ships as a giant petri dish for old people germs.
There's that, too.
They're kind of sailing around in warm, balmy climes, and you got all these old people touching stuff and going to the buffet, and most of them are circling the drain anyway. What are they leaving behind?
Bill,
and now we know.
One night on our cruise, the seas got rough. It was one of the nights where we were traveling, and the seas got rough. And there were people, 50, 55, puking all over the place on that ship. And it was everything. Marianne and I were, we were enjoying dinner. I mean, we literally had, We had like wine glasses on the dinner table, and you could sit and watch the
doing
wine
the mambo.
do this. And but yeah, we were having, and we didn't get the least bit seasick, but people all around us. I mean, all around us. And finally, we just get away from, because you know sometimes that can make you sick. Somebody being sick can make you sick. So we just retreat to the cabin and hang out alone in the cabin for the rest of the night.
Well, the real trick is stay on your feet. If you lay down and stay on your feet to where you can see the horizon. If you lay down, it's going to be very, very bad. The only time I was ever in rolling seas is Karen and I took the giant ferry. That's the size of a cruise ship from Dover, England, over to the coast of France. And it's about a 2-hour passage.
Yeah, to Calais.
Yeah, and it's funny when you watch it because, I mean, they're loading these giant tanker trucks on, and not just one or two. They're loading like, 5 dozen of them. And the captain had told us that it was going to be a little rough. So we get out, and they say, the bar and restaurant are now open. And so I walk to the bar to get a drink for Karen and myself, and the bartender says, you wouldn't want to spill in any of that as you go. I said, if I spill it, you'll hear me crying. And we sat at our little table in the salon, as they say, and had our cocktail and decided maybe to have one more and just kind of ignored it. But the reason I asked about the cruise ships is every major cruise line is postponing sailing now until at least the fall.
Because of COVID?
Because of COVID. And there's a large Spanish cruise line that is partially owned by Princess Cruises that over the weekend said no mas. They have declared insolvency under the Spanish laws, and they are not going to. And again, this is like a big ship cruise line. But the thing is, there is no escaping that those things have nooks and crannies and hidey holes, and they encourage all their people, instead of just sit quietly and enjoy the view, to touch things and touch each other and slobber all over things. And there's no way you can get one of those clean.
Well, cleanish.
Cleanish. But I mean, COVID notwithstanding, think about all the breakouts we've had on these cruise ships.
Food poisoning breakout on cruise ships.
Oh yeah, Legionnaire's disease. I mean, they've had everything but pneumonic plague on these things.
I'm guessing no cruises for the Exiles anytime soon.
No, what we'll do is we'll have a contest where we'll have cruises that you can go in on, and we'll stay at the dock waving with one hand and having our rosary beads in the other.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Governor Edwards says, "Bad Louisiana. Bad. Put that mask on." That's good. Thank you. We'll be right back with Exiles TV.
State Treasurer John Schroder, encouraging you to visit latreasury.com to search for your unclaimed property money. During this pandemic, we've returned money to businesses, local governments, and people across Louisiana.
New Orleans Habitat for Humanity found unclaimed property with the Louisiana Treasury.
Audubon Nature Institute has unclaimed property.
I found unclaimed property with the Louisiana Department of Treasury.
We still have over $800 million. This is your money. Claim it.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
back to Exiles TV. Glad to have you along with us on this Tuesday morning. From Lafayette all the way through New Orleans, we come to you from Baton Rouge, and all of our good friends in Houma, Thibodaux, Dry Prong,
Pierre Part.
Opelousas, national news, Ted Koppel. He was talking about this truck driver that, is struggling. He's talking about people struggling because of COVID. And he said, and he lives in Opelousas, Louisiana.
Did he get Lucis? I would have thought Opelousas.
He got the Lucis.
Oompa Louisiana.
Yeah. Ted,
You just don't know. You got to come down here, spend some time, get the sensibility.
Yeah, exactly. And learn how to pronunciate things.
How many people have you ever seen? How much fun have you had watching people the first time they tried to pronounce Chapatula Street?
Oh my God. Well, and all the things that we don't pronounce properly, like Calliope is Calliope if you live in New Orleans.
Right.
Or Burgundy.
Yeah, Burgundy as opposed to Burgundy.
Of course, we're going to change all those names because it's all racist and harkens back to a terrible racist.
We're going to call them all Kevin Hart.
It's funny. We have a news monitor on here where we shoot the program, and by the way, Leo Honeycutt is our guest.
Hey.
We didn't introduce
That's
you.
okay. That's all right. I feel like part of the family. Just leave me out.
Leo Honeycutt, journalist extraordinaire, author, Renaissance man,
raconteur, man about town.
Man about town.
Right before we went on the air, we were looking up, and there's folks in D.C. wanting to take down an Andrew Jackson statue. They made 2 attempts to take down Andrew Jackson in New Orleans, and I don't get me started on the statue thing. One thing, I'm against taking down any monuments, but on the other hand, it's just a thing.
Now,
should we really go to war over it?
Have you, Leo, you might want to weigh in on this because you might have heard something about this. Have you heard that there are people that want to take down the Christopher Columbus statue in Baton Rouge?
Yes, I have.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
What the hell did he do?
He was the harbinger of the slave trade in Central and South America.
I don't think he was.
Well,
I don't remember
that's
that
what
part.
he's deemed.
Well, the other one.
It's because he discovered the new land that then repeated trips to the new land to rape it of its natural resources.
Well, he
cetera.
came here 4 times, and he came to San Salvador first. Mm-hmm. And most people don't understand that if he had taken a right and gone north, that the North American continent would be Spanish-speaking, Portuguese anyway right now. Mm-hmm. But instead, he thought that the riches lay to the south, so he turned left and went down to what's now South America.
Mm-hmm. If he only would have made that right turn at Albuquerque.
Yeah. I'll tell you when to get off, Chris. But the thing I heard is this: there's some activist here in town, and she said because he brought viruses with him that, that harm the indigenous population. But how would he know that?
He wouldn't.
How is that an intentional act?
They wouldn't say, me and my man, we brought you all in this VD. Hey, enjoy, we share.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well, and not only that, but it would have happened in San Salvador rather than the continental United States.
No, it's becoming. We've already had vandals take down a statue of General Ulysses S. Grant. Now here in the South, we don't think much of General Grant, but General Grant defeated the Confederacy and helped to abolish slavery.
And he was a really good drinker.
Yep.
Yes, he was.
But now I don't think that a lot of these statue taker downers are all that concerned with what the statue signifies. They just, can we get to it? Can we wrap some rope around it? Well, then let's take it down.
What I want to know is who has all this time?
Unemployed guys.
Yeah, a lot of unemployed people. But what is interesting about this is, for example, now this is way before COVID, when Mitchie Boy in New Orleans started taking down statues. The first one he took down was the statue of P.G.T. Beauregard, right?
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful statue too. Just breathtaking.
He was informed not too long ago, as was LaToya, that the city of New Orleans did not own that statue.
No, it's owned by Delgado, I believe.
No, it is on state property. City Park is a state park.
Is it?
Because they wanted it to be that way, so they could get state funding to help them maintain it many, many years ago. But that statue was paid for and purchased by the Daughters of the American Confederacy at the turn of the last century.
Bunch of racists.
And every time they tried to deed it over to the city of New Orleans, the chief executive officer would never sign the paperwork. So the city does not own that statue and never has. And I am wondering, now I've been told that they're planning a lawsuit against the city for the return of that statue. But I think a felony theft warrant for Mitch might be in order, since he ordered it. And the statue is worth about $150,000.
Leo,
Yes, sir.
let's get on topic here, because we teased that we were going to talk about the governor saying natty natty boo boo. A lot of people were hoping we might be getting ready to go into phase 3. Governor yesterday said not so much.
Yep. Well,
And
when you look at the
he seemed to be
numbers.
upset with us for non-compliance with directives.
Well, I mean, what's he going to say? I mean, we're seeing the numbers go up all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
There's only a couple of parishes. I want to say maybe it was Webster Parish or something that didn't have any new COVID. Everything's going up. I mean, we're having hospitalizations across the state, is mostly in a band from northeast to southwest.
Is there a smoking gun with all these sloppy drinking young people going to college area bars? Is there a smoking gun there, Leo?
All right.
What about all these sloppy college-age people going and gathering in large groups and protesting stuff? I think that's got to be factored in there too.
Well, it does, but he was making the point yesterday at the press conference that we see how the outbreak is, the 14-day incubation period, and of course you trace that back, and what is it? Memorial Day. So he was saying that, if you trace it back to that, it looks like that this all began at Memorial Day. This reuptake, this spike.
Well, we've had a lot of holidays where people get together. We had Mother's Day right before Memorial Day.
Mm-hmm.
We had Memorial Day. We
Father's Day this last
We had
weekend.
Father's Day. We have St. Swithin's Day. We have Flag Day.
Did I miss St. Swithin's Day? Damn it.
Yeah, you missed it. But the point is, all the cases where people are self-reporting saying, "Oh, we're shutting down," it's all these raunchy-ass college-age bars. By the way, which I used to love a great deal when I was at LSU.
See?
We know what they're doing.
Yes.
We know what they're doing afterward. We know what they're thinking before they go. We need to crack down on these people.
Yes, but now we're talking serious, because 30 members of the LSU Fighting Tiger football team have been diagnosed with COVID-19. 30 members.
Well, and
That
what
means you don't have a team.
Are we off the football schedule this year?
Not yet.
We still have, 60 days to pull it together?
And change, yeah. Let's take a quick break and talk about this a little bit more. Did you ask a question at the press conference yesterday?
Yes, I did.
I thought I heard
Thought I
your
heard you.
question. I thought I heard you too.
I asked him what was for lunch.
The only question he could answer. Back in a moment with Leo Honeycutt at Exiles TV. We'll never get him on the show.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Hi gang, Clarence Buggs here. Some big changes are coming to the Pelican and Cox Cable. July 15th, our numbers are changing. We're easier to find and we're in high def. New Orleans, Gramercy, Lutcher, Acadiana, Patterson, Baton Rouge, new numbers coming and a brand new signal. It all happens July 15th on Cox Cable. Do your buddy Clarence a favor, will you? Get all the details by checking your local guide.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For total home pest control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvant.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Welcome back, Exiles TV, and we thank you so much for being with us. He's Bill, I'm Kevin. Leo Honeycutt joins us.
Exile.
Exiles once again. By the way, in our second hour, starting at about 11:15 or so, State Treasurer John Schroder will be with us, and he will have a couple of folks from his Unclaimed Property Division.
They'll have their databases open and ready to go.
We will put the phone number up on the screen, and you can call and see if you've got some money sitting that you didn't know about in the unclaimed property. Last time we were able to help 35 of you, and I think 30 actually had some money. One person had thousands of dollars.
And one person had 20 cents.
And one person had 20 cents. But we'll be doing that in our second hour.
So stick around for that. Leo, now
you got any money for anybody, Leo?
Well, I was hoping that if he's going to, I'll stick around and see if he's got any free samples.
There you go.
You've been covering the governor's press conferences, especially the COVID-19 topics, but he said no phase 3, not yet. And he cited the alarming numbers that we just discussed, that the numbers are coming up.
And in the younger demographic, 18 to 29.
Now, that actually, in my opinion, could be somewhat good news, because we're finding out in that younger demographic, people aren't getting as sick.
Right.
Because COVID seems to be something that makes the weak much, much weaker and puts them at peril. So that might be a good thing. But did he give any indication, as he set another benchmark for where we'll revisit phase 3?
Well, he said these things go in 4-week cycles. So you're talking
so 28 days?
Probably July 28, somewhere in there.
But we will reevaluate in 2 weeks.
But yeah, I mean, it depends on the numbers, what LDH reports. But there's something that's been going screw with the particular website. I don't know if it's because at first it was like, well, we're trying to catch up on the testing, we're trying to catch up on finding the results, we're trying to assimilate the data and that kind of thing, and then they went offline for a couple of days after we had some major spikes. So it really began to make you wonder what's going on here with the numbers.
Well, I think they have a volume. I mean, everybody is doing testing now. I stopped at the Circle K for a cup of coffee this morning and said, you want a COVID
and
test?
And they swabbed it?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's doing it now.
Really?
And keeping track of all of that as on the big end of the funnel is kind of difficult.
True. That's true.
I mean, I'm glad people are getting tested, but it's a nightmare in terms of getting the results back out in an efficient manner.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is, and we're never going to know exactly what the number is. But what our fear is that there's actually a lot more people infected that we just don't know about. And as we're trying to catch up in the testing, those people are out and about, moving around, handshaking, and
there are people
hugging and kissing.
There are people that get sick. Sometimes they get really sick, uncomfortably sick, and they never do a damn thing about it. They never go see a doctor or anything. They just suffer through. And if they make it, fine. And I guess if they don't, whatever. But I've known these people.
But think about it. I mean, it's not like you can just call up your doctor and go see him that day, unless you're practically on your deathbed. When you call a doctor now, it's like, well, we can see you on August the 7th. I mean, It's kind of like that.
Well, when I had that fever that spiked up at the end of March.
Oh, now you tell us.
Yeah. And I left the show here. I went home.
You did.
8:30 at night, all of a sudden, I'm shivering. I can't stand up. I'm shivering so badly. Get a thermometer in my mouth. I have 103.6. So I actually called.
Wait a minute. I came in that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I notified everybody but you because I don't like it that much. But I called my doctor, and we did a telemedicine visit like right then, and she scheduled me for the testing the next day. And she was very wise. By the way, Dr. Lauren Barfield with the Lake Physicians Group, she said, "Is there anything else health-wise you have going on?" And I said, "Yeah, I get ear infections. Had them since I was a kid." I said, "I have a nagging little pain in my left ear right now, but I wasn't going to call you in the midst of all this COVID for that." She said, "Well, to be safe, let's go ahead and call you in an antibiotic." The antibiotic was ready for me the next day at 8 a.m., and I started taking it. Everything went away. The fever went away in 18 hours, but I still got all the testing done immediately after. And I think a lot of it is just how your doctor perceives the system they have at hand. Now, Our Lady of the Lake had everything ready to go, and we literally did the drive-through, and Karen booted me out of the car so I could have the chest x-ray and all that, because nobody's allowed to come in with you. But, for routine things now, I think you're waiting to get into your doctor, or they're doing more telemedicine.
And I think it's still, what, $100 a pop?
It's $100 for the antibody test.
Okay.
For the COVID-19 test, all insurance companies are paying 100% of the test for the regular COVID test.
Yeah,
and that's been
it would
since
seem to me
mid-March.
that testing to see if you're carrying the virus should be free. I mean, because that's in the public interest.
Yeah.
How have you been, peeking in on the legislature during this special session?
Yes, I have, and I did notice yesterday. It seemed to me that there were more people in the state capitol who were wearing masks. So, which is unusual.
Because John Bell said so, damn it.
Well, I doubt that it was because he said so, but they did start, it's like, I guess we need to. So they started wearing
And
masks.
they're actually putting them up instead of the neck mask.
Well, a lot of them are still wearing it around the neck, as if that's going to help.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate you.
Right.
It's like, as a person who sometimes will have a little moisture escape the mouth while I'm talking, I can understand why when you're in close quarters with people, they might want to have the mask.
But they're still plodding along with the $31 billion budget, and that's pretty much done. I noticed that the governor did veto a bill that allegedly was supposed to reduce car insurance rates. It was tort reform.
Yes.
But in fact, the verbiage on it would increase rates. It's all in there, and then they've discovered, wait, this will increase rates. So I don't know if he vetoed it for that reason or if he just was going to veto it, period. But anyway, so that's not going to happen.
Well, an acquaintance of mine who is a trial lawyer said the problem with the bill is, as amended, there's absolutely no mandate to reduce rates.
Yeah.
There's none. And that's where the bill seemed to be flawed. So I don't know if I'm angry with him for vetoing the bill. Now, as I understand it, there's another bill going through this special session.
Yeah, they're trying to strip the amendments away that would have led to higher insurance rates, and that's all we need, right? More car insurance rates that are high. And then there was some bill that was put forth that was going to try to stop trial lawyers from advertising. That was going to sanction, and that's
that's a non-starter.
I don't think you could pick and choose the winners and losers on who gets to advertise their business.
No, and it used to be the Bar Association prohibited that up until about 30 years ago.
Yeah. And what they allowed was, like, you could have your law practice in your church bulletin,
right?
Or you could announce when a new partner was named and list all the other partners and everything you do at your law firm.
Yeah. I remember a bill several years back where they mandated that if you are one of these personal injury lawyers, a Morris Bart or a Gordon McKernan or one of these guys, that you may not use any information in your commercial which is not verifiably true.
Yes.
And I thought that was a major step. But that started out as an effort to shut them down altogether, and that turned into, no, you just can't say stuff. You have to be able to put the information on the screen, albeit in small print.
Which is why they
this
all
is an
have,
actual client. This is an actual judgment.
Dudley DeBosier got me $360,000.
Yeah, well, it used to be like Morris Bart was nothing but actors. and the figures were pulled out of somebody's ass, as far as I know. But and it made it set up a mentality of where you were like winning the lottery with your lawsuit.
But you see, though, y'all just named 3 attorneys by name, which means it works.
Yes,
It works.
get the E, guarantee.
Going back to
4.
Going back to the governor.
Okay.
One of the things that I didn't see the entire press conference, but I saw a little bit of it. But somebody stuck him with a question about, well, are you going to enforce this? How are you going to enforce it? And he kind of tap danced a little bit. And then he said that they are looking at the state fire marshal's office to review protocols for enforcement of those who are non-compliant. You know, it's not like we took liberties with our bar guests at Fred's. We did. You know, but
I'm seeing another movie reference in there. If you remember The Breakfast Club with the vice principal and Judd Nelson, you want another week's detention?
yeah, exactly.
Yes. You got it.
Right. How on earth does he figure he's going to do this when at the very
Prolonging
beginning...
the misery, man.
At the very beginning, he didn't enforce Reverend Spell. He said, we're not going to arrest our way out of this.
Well, that's true, and enforcement, of course, is the key issue on any kind of regulation like that. And I did ask him the day before yesterday, the last one on Friday, I guess. I said, well, are we going to ratchet back now? Are we going to ratchet back to phase 1? And he said, we're not there yet. We're not talking about that yet. Well, then he talked about it yesterday and said, no, we're not going to ratchet back. We're going to keep the status quo. Now, how do you enforce it? Because we did talk about that about a month ago. And his response is that you really can't. I mean, the bottom line is you really can't. And when he called on Butch Browning to do the website, you know, restart, reopen Louisiana, whatever it was, I went and did a story with Butch. And Butch said, look, this is what we've always done. The reason why we're doing it is because this is what we've always done. We've always had occupancy rules that we set. We go in, do the square footage. We tell you how many people you can have in a building. That falls on the state fire marshal, as it does all state fire marshals nationwide. So it would make sense that then they would be the ones to enforce what is 25%, what is 50%. Now, do they have the manpower to do that? No.
No.
Well,
but they can act if people blow a whistle, then they can act on those individual cases.
But there is more. You know, yesterday, a direct quote from the governor, we just have to get more compliance. And certainly you try to do that with as light of a hand as possible. You had people that were showing you one finger of one hand, Governor, 3.5 months ago screaming, come and get me, copper.
Right.
And you didn't. So how can you apply any kind of enforcement now and not end up in court with lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit?
Well, and they do agree that there could still be lawsuits in case there are family members who die of COVID-19. If they can trace it back to being in a building and with a group, then, you know, you're going to find some trial lawyer who's going to say, well, let's just go sue that company and, you know, because they're the ones who, this is where they got the COVID-19 virus.
Well, I'm thinking more along the lines of we end up with a situation where somebody in enforcement makes a good faith effort to go in and maybe let's say it's a gym, and they say you are over your capacity, you're not being compliant, and the guy says, yeah, so what? And so they cuff him up and they write him up, and he calls his lawyer and says, fine for me in the state of Louisiana where they did that to so-and-so.
Right.
When the governor said specifically they will not. The guy violated terms of his bail, and it wasn't revoked. And so they will then call the attorney general and say, you want to get rid of this arrest, or do we want to see you in court?
I'm going to jump in here. We're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to preface the next question I'm going to ask you. We seem to be practicing a double standard with this. There's a standard for people gathering in good spirits, and a standard for people who want to gather and march and burn and hold signs. I want to find out what the governor had to say about that, if anybody even had the stones to ask him. So we'll do that after a quick break on Exiles TV coming up.
That's right, the Clarence Buggs Show is back, along with the Exiles, Bill Profita and Kevin Gallagher. We've put the band back together, South Louisiana's talk team, and it's only on the Pelican. 10 a.m. till 12 noon, right here on the Pelican.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Exiles from what you ask? Exiled from the radio. But now, we're on your television.
I'm Bill Profita, he's Kevin Gallagher, and they kicked us to the curb.
But we're back.
We are back with Exiles Television on the Pelican Broadcasting Network. We're going to bring you the newsmakers. We're also going to take your calls and give you great information. It's going to be the best damn radio show on television.
Look for it on your cable system or download the app, PelicanSportsTV.com.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
We're back with Exiles TV. Bill Profita over there, Kevin Gallagher here. Leo Honeycutt in the center seat. Leo has been, Leo's freelance journalist, author, as I said, a Renaissance man. He's been covering the governor's press conferences on COVID-19 and the legislature's efforts to pass a budget and do something positive this year. The question that I prefaced before the break is, did anybody or has anyone addressed the difference in reaction from the governor's office and authorities in general from people gathering in large gatherings in good humor for fun, which we seem to be getting scolded for? There's too many of you out there enjoying each other's company. But what's the governor got to say about all the rioting and the demonstrations?
Well, you know he can't go there. He's not going to say anything about that. You can't win that argument.
He's term
because
limited.
It's an election year? He's term limited.
No,
He's got nothing to lose.
No, it's not
His
that.
party has something to lose.
Maybe. Yeah, he's not going to touch that.
But that shows to me, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, a horrible double standard. You can't scold Louisiana for doing what we normally do. This is the spring, summer. We gather. We enjoy each other's company. We see live music. We drink. We have crawfish boils. And he's scolding us for it. And yet, when people are gathering to threaten to tear stuff down, or there are 150 of them in the district attorney's front lawn screaming about whatever, there's nothing said about it.
Well, I mean, that's the whole thing. Even if it is the most peaceful, well-organized demonstration on the planet.
They're not practicing social distancing.
They're not practicing social
And
distancing.
a lot of them are wearing masks, but not necessarily for all the right reasons.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's like there is a double standard. And, the thing is, I'll give you an aviation analogy here. If you're flying one of the smaller Cessnas, which is how most people learn to fly.
True.
They learn how to fly in a 152 or a 172.
Right.
And you pitch it up too high and you get that stall horn that scares the crap out of you.
True.
You know what the best thing to do is?
Lower the nose.
No, because usually you're getting into low altitude and you're going to become a giant nail in the ground. The best thing to do is take your hands off the yoke and count to 5, and it will right itself.
Let the wings do their work.
And I have a feeling with all of this COVID and just maybe take your hands off the yoke and let the airplane right itself. Because obviously now we have a big outbreak of young people, and there were people that were saying we can prevent this. And as it turns out, you can't. And people are weary of this. Now, I'm not arguing with the science. I am not arguing with the science at all. Don't get me wrong. And I personally still take lots of precautions. But sometimes you've gone a press conference too far. Sometimes you've gotten into too many restrictions. And sometimes you show your ass when you're not enforcing blatant cases, which tells other people who want to be jerks that you're not going to enforce it with them anyway because you set the precedent. So with all that being said, maybe it's time to just take the hands off the yoke and let the airplane right itself.
Well, to quote the old adage, if you live long enough, you'll get old. It's a catch-22. You know, how much is too much? Nobody knows what that is, and the governor doesn't know it, and Dr. Alex Bu at LDH doesn't know it. We don't know what that figure is. We don't know what that number is, and we don't know for sure who's got what. So there's no way to see an invisible menace. But we do know this: over 3,000 people in the last 3 months have died of COVID. 3,000 people. That's, as I've said on the show before, is the equivalent, if you pack a fully loaded 747 with 500 passengers, that would be 6 crashes. So how many people hearing this story would want to board a 747 if 6 crashes happened in Louisiana in the course of 3 months? So though you can't see the virus, how do you plan for it?
Well, that's the problem. The problem is there are some things that are just going to happen despite your best efforts. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we shouldn't have best efforts. I'm saying what was a daily type of thing and now has become, I guess, a weekly type of thing is not having the desired effect. And perhaps, maybe, whoever is in charge of enforcement should show themselves, and they should say, all right, we've had these 5 hot spots, so the rest of you that are very, very similar will be visiting you sometime in the next few nights, and we're going to evaluate whether or not it's safe for you. In other words, do something proactive instead of running your toe in a circle in the ground going, oh, hell, I don't know. I mean,
Well, now, wait a minute.
I want to be nice about this.
Didn't they shut down the bars in Tigerland as a result?
They voluntarily shut themselves down.
They did? For
Yes.
30 days? Did I see that?
14.
14, okay. So they voluntarily did that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good.
Now, is there any discussion at any of these press conferences about herd immunity and trying to do something to establish that herd immunity?
There has been some brief discussion about it, and frankly, I don't remember what the particulars were because I don't think it was very detailed. It didn't last long. I don't think they really discussed the herd immunity. I've heard Dr. Alex Bu talk about that, but in ways that don't really make sense at this point.
Well, and you also, it's the kind of thing you can't plan for. I remember when I was a kid in elementary school, all the parents would get together and say, look, if your kid is the first one with the measles, send him to school the first day.
Right.
And all of our kids are going to play with him at recess, and we're going to get this over with, and we're going to have the herd immunity.
Right.
And we all did it. Now, whether or not for mumps, measles, and chickenpox, whether or not we were able to demonstrate herd immunity after that, I don't know. You can't really plan that well for it.
No, you can't. But the only thing that we have as a precedent here is the Spanish flu from 1918.
Right.
And there was a time when we thought, okay, it's over. We've got out of the way, so everybody went back. And then the next thing you know, it was a massive pandemic.
But you know what? And again, we're going to get into the weeds a little bit here scientifically. But our generation was the first generation that started to chemically alter their body. We took hormones.
Oh, okay.
We took drugs.
Yep.
We started eating different foods. We started experiencing different things in our lifestyle that may have left a marker in our genetic code. And the kids of our generation, they are a full-scale laboratory chemistry experiment in DNA and RNA. And what I'm saying is, I know people in my age group that have kids in the autism spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them wanted to blame vaccines, but never wanted to blame their complete and rampant use of dangerous psychedelic drugs and amphetamines and things like that when they were of college age.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to talk about cracking their chromosomes. And the thing is, we have had kids that have been artificially conceived. We've had people that have taken IVF treatments, which are massive doses of hormones and things like that. We have people that have genetically modified proteins as part of a medical procedure.
And don't even start on the food.
Yeah, we cannot even begin to start, in my opinion, to apply a simple herd immunity like they could during the time of the Spanish flu, when none of this existed, and everybody, unless they had a demonstrated birth defect of some sort, or chronic condition, could demonstrate any difference in the chemical makeup of what was going on in their bodies. Now, geez, I might be able to run a Geiger counter over you, and you might click because you maybe had 40 chest X-rays for something when you were a younger man.
Right.
We just don't know, and it's almost impossible to find out at this point. I mean, think how many people you knew in college that took serious drugs and then went out and reproduced.
Look, I was in North Louisiana, the buckle of the Bible Belt. Almost nobody I knew was doing serious drugs. They might do pot once in a while, but I never knew anybody who was doing psychedelic stuff. I just didn't run it. You may have run in those circles, but I didn't. I
knew people you could hand them suppositories and tell them swallow it, it'll get you high, and they wouldn't ask a question. And down it goes.
Geez, I remember when purple microdot
It's a little
came
greasy.
out.
What is up there?
There were people I worked with at the hospital in Chicago that were walking around with postage stamps that had purple microdot in the bag. Lick this, man, you'll get really high. No, thank you.
Wow. Well,
You'll be tripping.
I guess I was too sheltered as a kid. Kind of glad I was.
And
and
Danielle came out just fine.
And I don't know about that, but she still has me as a father.
But the point is, we have, implants. They found out that the original ones leak and cause rheumatoid arthritis, and sometimes even more serious things like Crohn's disease and lupus.
But don't you think that's why so many people are rushing to organic, and that's a whole reason for Whole Foods?
Listen,
and this generation is like trying to get away from exactly what you're talking about.
Listen,
Whole Foods. Well,
again, that's a term that's been thrown around, because what comes out of your body every morning at about 8 a.m. is organic too.
Okay, thank you for that picture, Bill.
Yikes!
But the thing is, so you've got all these people that have been chemically altered, some by their own hand,
and some by doctors,
and then they don't get immune. They have the disease, but they don't develop the antibodies.
Yeah.
Why? Well, because your body is not the standard issue body now because you have altered it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Said crack that DNA, baby.
Harsh chemicals. So, I mean, scientifically right now, this is a crapshoot.
Yeah. I heard a doctor on NPR about a year or so ago. He said, everybody's talking about organic this, organic that. He said, let me just remind everybody that everything was organic up until about 80 years ago, and the average lifespan was about 50 years. So he said, I'm not sure that organic is really what you think it is.
Well,
we're going to need to take
18 packs of cigarettes a day.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
We're going to take another quick break, take care of a little bit of business. More with Leo Honeycutt to wrap up the hour. In the next hour, unclaimed property. The treasurer of the state of Louisiana, John Schroder, and his team are going to be here. You'll be able to call, find out, do you have money waiting for you at state coffers? That's coming up. Stay by.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For Total Pest Control for your home or business, call the original Salvat.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Clarence Bug Show. Yeah, I'm back on the air. That's right, 10 a.m. until 12 noon, Monday and Wednesday, and we replay it Monday and Wednesday nights, 10 p.m. to midnight. Check us out online. You can watch it live at PelicanSportsTV.com, or better yet, why don't you just download the Pelican Broadcasting app? That way you can take it with you anywhere you go. That's right, the Clarence Bug Show. Tell you what, oh, wait, gotta run, gotta go, bye.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
Back to Exiles TV, wrapping up the first hour with Leo Honeycutt. In our next hour, it's going to be a lot of fun. It was the last time we did it. The treasurer, John Schroder, will be with us. He has brought folks from his Unclaimed property division. And if you call the number, you can check for yourself, for your kids, for your parents, to see if there is any unclaimed property that is valuable. And they'll tell you how to claim it. The number, by the way, Baton Rouge, 225-831-1029. Scribble that down. We'll have it on the screen again.
It's on the screen right now?
When the treasurer comes. But last time, I think we had about 35 people that made it to the air, and we found something for all but about 4 of them.
Yep.
Wow.
And it's very simple.
It was tremendously successful.
You call up and we say, what's your name, your legal name, And what city are you calling from?
Well, what's your illegal name? That's what I want. I bet you get a lot more money.
My name's Spike.
Do you have any money for Lance Rocket?
Did anybody pick up that package of white stuff that was left in the property room in Mandeville?
That's not the kind of unclaimed property we're talking about.
Yeah, that's not the kind. But anyway,
no, this could be an apartment deposit you forgot to collect. It could be a refund from your insurance company, and they didn't know exactly the right way to reach you. Sometimes it's easier for them just to hand it over to the state if you haven't made contact to collect it, and that's how this money builds up, and it's hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, I had one of those the last time, a refund from the insurance company when I had my public relations business. It was for a partial premium that they were required by law to refund to me.
And you know about
it. It was a little bit under $100.
Anyway, we're going to get started with that with the State Treasurer, John Schroder, and his fine staff coming up after we begin our second hour of Exiles TV. A couple more minutes with Leo Honeycutt, who's been covering COVID-19, the governor's press conferences, and the legislature. Now, as I understand, they've managed to put some more money aside for small businesses to have.
Well, as a matter of fact, the state treasurer is here, and he could discuss that about how they're going to distribute this $300 million out of $811 million that the state has actually gotten from the government out of the $1.8 billion that we've been assigned to be given because of the CARES Act. But anyway, of the 811, they peeled off $300 million to try to get businesses back on their feet. We're talking about, as I appreciate it, about 450,000 businesses. So if each one were to apply and get something out of that, sounds like a big number, but it might be only about $700 to $1,000.
It sounds like it might go pretty fast.
Every little bit helps.
Right. Well, yeah.
But there are some businesses, now we had the Paycheck Protection Act, but there were some businesses, because of the way they do business, some smaller businesses hire people on a contract basis,
right.
1099 labor, not W-2 labor, and the PPA didn't help them.
Well, there are more hoops you have to jump through to do your 1099 employees and get PPP from that, but it's way too many hoops. Ask anybody who 1099s their employees, yeah, there were so many steps, it just wasn't worth it.
Right. Right, and of course, unemployment is coming back down a little bit as a result. But still, though, $811 million is a lot to consider. Even if you peel off the $300 billion, you still got $500 million that we're going to try to reimburse the state for all the expense of COVID.
I have one more question about COVID-19 and the plans, the phases, and everything. At any of these press conferences, have they discussed the school year coming up in the fall?
Repeatedly.
So what is the governor still just, we got to wait and see, we just don't know? Is it?
The governor says a lot can change between now and August.
Many's the slip twixt the cup and the lip.
Yeah. So and who would know? I mean, if you got, for instance, again, 30 LSU football students, players, have been diagnosed with COVID. We've got to make sure they don't infect the rest of the team. But, that really sort of is a red flag right there as to whether we're actually going to have the year. Are we going to allow people to come back into the stadium? You can't social distance in Tiger Stadium. No. You can't do it. It's not going to happen.
No. I think the best you can hope for is to ask people to put on a mask and hope that they'll wear it at least part of the time during the game.
I really think that a lot of people have the idea that if they just drink enough alcohol, it'll kill the germs. No.
No. There isn't any product out there that's 66% alcohol. It would kill you.
It would kill you.
There's rubbing alcohol, but who the hell wants to drink that?
You'd be surprised. Go to an emergency room on a Friday night.
Isn't that what they used to drink on MASH? You remember they used to distill their own grain alcohol?
They would distill it. I want to find somebody who knows something about why all of these athletes are coming down in groups. The Philadelphia Phillies, the Tampa hockey team, the NHL team in Tampa, numerous football teams and baseball teams. What are they all doing in those locker rooms? I mean, have you ever wondered? What are those boys doing in those locker rooms?
I don't want to think about it.
No, but locker rooms tend to be, especially in high school, we were doing football. It was, it was pretty hot and steamy in there.
And when you were exploring who you really were as a person.
I was smelling who I really was as a person. It was Yeah, it's not a very good.
Locker rooms are scary enough.
Yeah, they really are.
I mean, you ever been in a locker room? Any locker room, any health club, you walk in there, you
that's it.
Well, we were talking.
Maybe I'll shower at the house.
Right. Top of the show, we were talking about cruise ships. They're just locker rooms where people are wearing better clothes.
And have a full buffet 24 hours a day.
Sneeze on it.
We're going to be back with Hour 2 of Exiles TV coming up in just minutes. Unclaimed property. It's on the way.
Belello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing.
You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day.
Belello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Hi gang, Clarence Buggs here. Cox Cable is upgrading the signal from the Pelican, but to catch us, you're going to have to tune in now to a new number. Acadiana, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Gramercy, Lutcher. Check your guide for details.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
Exiles from what you ask? Exiled from the radio. But now, we're on your television.
I'm Bill Profita, he's Kevin Gallagher, and they kicked us to the curb.
But we're back.
We are back with Exiles Television on the Pelican Broadcasting Network. We're going to bring you the newsmakers. We're also going to take your calls and give you great information. It's going to be the best damn radio show on television.
Look for it on your cable system or download the app, PelicanSportsTV.com.
Hello, guys. It's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
We are back with Exiles TV in just a matter of moments.
You came back too. Thank you.
Yeah, about 4.5 minutes from now, we're going to have State Treasurer John Schroder and his staff on with us, looking for unclaimed property for you. Like I said, last time we did this, we found a lot of money.
Yep.
We're going to have to ask Kitty if that one caller that Kitty found like 9 accounts that all had thousands of dollars in them. If that person had gotten them all sorted out yet, because that was kind of a bonanza, as it were.
The last time we did this, a little over a month ago, my wife had over $100 waiting for her. Me, not so much, but my sister-in-law had over $70.
Really?
And you know, when you're retired and you're living on fixed income because you're retired, $70 could be quite a boon at times. You know, that
yes,
could be,
indeed.
You know, cab fare someplace or something like that.
Well, and you know, there's something nice. I mean, even if it's only like $25 or $30, there's something nice about that the treasurer has kept this money in safekeeping, and he is in a fight right now with the governor who wants to sweep some of this stuff. So let's
zealous guardian.
Let's get your money to you before it goes to the Central Committee of the State.
Yeah, I mean, do you want money that's owed you just winding up in the general fund by hook or by crook? You know, this money's your money; it's our money. So let's get in touch and find out who it's waiting for.
Yeah. In other news today, I saw this earlier, and of course, this is the time when the screen decides to go to sleep. There was something that of interest to the business community. Let me see if I can still find it. If not, we're going to have to go on to another story.
Well, I can. If you want to continue looking, I've got a local story here from Baton Rouge.
Well, yeah, go ahead with that.
Our mayor, Sharon Weston Broom, here in Baton Rouge, and the reason I say here in Baton Rouge is because you may be in Lafayette watching right now, or New Orleans, or you may be in St. Tammany Parish. But this monuments and streets thing is catching fire. And now Mayor Sharon Weston Broom has announced that she's going to appoint a commission that will study taking down certain monuments and renaming certain streets throughout the capital area. And I don't know how I feel about this. On one hand, I feel like you shouldn't deny history, you shouldn't seek to rewrite history. But then on the other hand, I go, it's just a name. As far as a monument, it's just a thing. You know, should we really be that attached to names and things? Names change sometimes.
Well, again,
good Lord, I've been in radio for 40 years. I've changed my name about 5 times.
Yeah, but I do think that eventually you're diluting the real discussion that needs to be had about black males being abused at the hands of some police officers. You're diluting it with all this other stuff. For example, the River Bend subdivision, which, you know, Karen and I lived there for 10 years. Leo lived there for a number of years, maybe more than 10, 15 or 20. Every street is named after a plantation on the Mississippi River.
Oops, not for long.
Are you going to change all those street names?
Yes. I guarantee you someone would want to do that.
And somebody just recently said, look, they said, I believe in racial equality. I believe in justice for people that are abused, you know, at work or on the street by law enforcement. He said, don't get me wrong. He said, but when did 17% of the population get to decide what monuments everybody gets to see? Or what names go on every street? And I think there's a valid point there.
Did your father ever say this one to you? The squeaky wheel gets the grease?
Yes, he did.
Squeaky wheel.
And he told me not to squeak so much.
Yeah, squeaky wheel.
Or he'd grease me.
Whoever complains the loudest and the most vociferously usually will be dealt with, and in a way, such a way as to appease them and make them shut up.
Well, the point is, you know...
Am I wrong?
Well, there's also an expense. There's also an expense that goes with all of this.
Mm-hmm. I don't see a big expense in changing street names unless it's a very, very long street with a lot of...
How about Jefferson Davis Parkway in New Orleans? It probably has 5,000 businesses on it that are going to have to get new letterhead, new business cards, new website listings, and things like that.
Thank you.
The thing is, even if they do it in just Riverbend here in Baton Rouge, there's 40 streets. Most of them intersect with 2 or 3 other streets.
Mm-hmm.
What do those street signs cost? And who bears the cost of redoing those street signs? And who bears the cost of the labor for putting them up?
Taxpayers.
Well, should that be decided by 17% of the population? Now, in Baton Rouge, it's a bigger percentage.
Let's be blunt. Should we go to BLM and say, we'll change all the streets you want, but it's going to cost you and your organization X per street name?
That'll never happen. All right, here's the story I wanted, a good news story. And every time I see this, it makes me happy. Individuals and business owners in Baton Rouge who are protected by the Baton Rouge Fire Department will pay less. They will pay the lowest possible premiums for the fire portion of their insurance because BRPD has once again achieved a Class 1 rating. That is the highest possible rating.
Now, there's something to be proud of.
That is, and they do a great job. The men and women of BRPD, BRFD, do a terrific job. So we are Class 1 again. Your insurance premiums for your fire protection will not go up and may, in fact, go down. All right, Treasurer's Office on next. Put the number on the screen, please, fellas. When we come back, let's find you some money.
Money. We all love money.
Stick around.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
That's right, the Clarence Buggs Show is back, along with the Exiles, Bill Profita and Kevin Gallagher. We've put the band back together, South Louisiana's talk team, and it's only on the Pelican. 10 a.m. till 12 noon, right here on the Pelican.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
We're back. It is Exiles TV. Bill Profita here. I'm Kevin Gallagher. Joining us right now in the center chair is the State Treasurer of the state of Louisiana, John Schroder, and you see some folks here in the back. Molly, would you just kind of turn around and look at the big tall camera right back there in the center and say hi?
Blake is over here.
This is Blake and Molly. They're two of the hardworking people in the Unclaimed Property Division of the State Treasurer's Office.
And their fingers are going to be flying over the keyboards to see if we've got any money for you.
Yeah, this was fun the last time we did it, so I'm glad we come back again.
We got people waiting, so let's get to see if they've got any money, and then we'll do a little schmoozing, the three of us here. All right, where are we going first, Marty? Just shout it out. Line
Susan
2
is on line 1.
Line 1, all right. There we go. Susan, we got you. Welcome. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
We can hear you quite well. So what name should we search, Susan?
Okay, I probably will be under Susan B, as in boy, Bergeron.
Standard spelling on Bergeron, B-E-R-G-E-R-O-N?
Correct.
All right.
And Susan, what community?
We live in Acadia Parish. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
That's close enough. Let's see. All right, Blake, Holly, what are we seeing here? Takes them a second to put it on. What city?
I live in Rain, Louisiana.
In Rain, the Frog Festival home. All right.
Exactly.
Believe it or not,
canceled us this year, though.
Yeah, you're not the only Susan Bergeron, so we have to get a little more specific.
Okay.
They found you $20.
Elizabeth. My middle name is Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
$20 for you.
Found you $20.
Hey.
All right.
Awesome.
So what you need to do is go to the State Treasurer's website and click on Unclaimed Property, and you follow the very simple instructions there, and they will send you a check. How's that?
That sounds fine to me.
Anybody else you want to check real quick? Like your husband's name?
Jerry, with a J.
With a J.
Jerry Bergeron.
All right, hang on. We're checking. We'll see if he's hiding anything from you.
There you go. That would be good.
Blake, Holly, what do we got? Let's see, we got 3 unclaimed properties under Jerry Bergeron.
Really?
$70.
Wow.
Yep.
Well,
there you go.
You got a quick 100 now. You can take him out to dinner.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Or take your girlfriends out and have some cocktails. Thanks for playing. Glad you're with us.
Thank you. But I don't know how to get, now, where do I go?
Okay, you go on the web. You can use Google to get there, but search for the Louisiana State Treasurer's Office. And when you get to their website, there's going to be a link for unclaimed property. And I'm sorry, John.
Yeah,
I
it's
should let you do
It's
that.
right on the front page. You just go to latreasury.com, click on unclaimed property. You'll see it and follow the directions. It's very easy to do.
It's real simple. Thanks so much for joining us. All right, let's go to.
And thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go to line 2 here. Who do we have on line 2?
Well, that was HB, but I think he's hung up. So let's go to 3.
All right, let's go to 3. Hi.
That's Catherine.
Catherine, how are you?
I'm doing okay, sir. Can I check for some unclaimed funds?
Certainly.
That's why we're here, please. What's your name?
My name, Catherine with a K, Katherine.
Last name?
Last name, Bonnet, Bonnette.
That's a fine Louisiana name right there.
All right.
Nah.
What city?
Okay.
What city or town? What city or town, Catherine?
Simsport.
Simsport. All right. Hang on, Catherine. We're
checking the database.
All right, thank you.
We don't have anything for you in Simsport. Do you want to check a husband or somebody else while we got you?
My sister, Patricia Austin, Austin.
And what city is she in?
I have to think. Let's go with Gonzales.
You don't go visit very often, do you?
No, that's not true. She just moved.
Okay. She just moved. She's in witness protection.
Nope. Doesn't look like we have one there.
Wants to be.
Catherine, thanks for playing. We appreciate your being with us. All right.
Okay. May I have your name, please?
My name is Bill Profita. The co-host is Kevin Gallagher. And the state treasurer is in the middle here, John Schroder.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate your assistance.
Thank you. All right, Marty, the phones are blinking green. Is that people on those lines, or what does that mean?
Can I hang up, sir?
Oh, yes, you can hang up. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right. So we got anybody waiting, or can we talk to the treasurer here?
That's it. Waiting on phone.
All right.
Roughly how much money is waiting right now for people to claim it?
Yeah,
it's a huge sum.
Yeah, it's over. And not to play with your words, but this money isn't just sitting in a bank account, it's on paper. There's about $900 million that are owed to the citizens of Louisiana. So if everybody showed up today and made claims, $900 million. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, that is a tremendous amount of money.
But we're doing a great job. This staff has been fantastic. I got to brag on them. You know, when I became treasurer 2+ years ago, they were processing about 32,000 claims on average, about $25 million a year. They're finishing up their first full fiscal year. Last year, they did about 52 million. As of this morning, we're around 58 million.
All right,
so over 200,000 claims. That's a lot of claims.
I hear the phones ringing. Don't get bored. We're going to be in a little bitty short commercial break, and then we'll come back and try to find some more unclaimed property for you. On Exiles TV, the number is 225-831-1039. Thanks for joining us this morning.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me taste the feeling.
State Treasurer John Schroder, encouraging you to visit latreasury.com to search for your unclaimed property money. During this pandemic, we've returned money to businesses, local governments, and people across Louisiana.
New Orleans Habitat for Humanity found unclaimed property with the Louisiana Treasury.
Audubon Nature Institute has unclaimed property.
I found unclaimed property with the Louisiana Department of Treasury.
We still have over $800 million. This is your money. Claim it.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Clarence Bugg Show. Yeah, I'm back on the air. That's right, 10 a.m. until 12 noon, Monday and Wednesday, and we replay it Monday and Wednesday nights, 10 p.m. to midnight. Check us out online. You can watch it live at PelicanSportsTV.com, or better yet, why don't you just download the Pelican Broadcasting app? That way you can take it with you anywhere you go. That's right, the Clarence Bugg Show. Tell you what, oh, wait, gotta run, gotta go, bye.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
Hey, we're back. Exiles TV, and we're doing Unclaimed Property. Don't feet over there. I'm Kevin. John Schroder is the state treasurer of the state of Louisiana, and he and his staff are here. You can see Holly and Blake down there in the foreground, and they've got their databases up. They're ready to take your calls. The largest ever individual claim to unclaimed property. One person was reunited with $2.3 million.
There you go.
Fairy tales can come true.
That makes it worth a phone call.
So we're going to go to line 3 next. Who is that?
This is Karen on line 3. Good morning, Karen. Welcome to Exiles TV.
Good morning.
Who can we search for you?
My mother.
Oh,
Her last name is Davis.
What's the first name?
Davis.
And what's your first name, darling?
Betty. Betty.
Betty Davis.
Does she have Betty Davis eyes?
Yes, she did.
What city, Betty?
Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge, Louisiana. All right, here we go. We're going to put it all.
Could that also be Elizabeth Davis?
No.
No, just Betty.
Just Betty.
All right, stand by. They're working the database as we speak.
There's a good bit of databases in Baton Rouge.
How about a street? Let's narrow it down to a street.
Okay, street would be South 10th.
South 10th. All right, because we have a whole bunch of Betty Davises in Baton Rouge that are in the database.
Okay.
So give us a second here. We'll keep our fingers crossed. See if we can't come up with nothing on South 10th.
Nothing corresponds with that address.
Were there any other addresses in Baton Rouge for your mom?
No, that would be the only one.
Is Davis your maiden name or married name?
Maiden name was Davis. Married name is Rowe.
R-O-W-E?
Yes, it is.
All right, let us check that for you real quick.
Okay.
Looks like there's a few dollars for Karen Rowe in Baton Rouge.
There are a few dollars there for Karen Rowe. So here's what you do.
Okay.
You go to the treasurer's website. Mr. Treasurer, what's the website?
It's latreasury.com, and it'll pop up on the main page, and just click on unclaimed property and just follow those directions. If you have a problem, there's a 1-800 number you can call.
Yes, you will, and you will talk to a person. Thanks for being with us this morning. Let's now go to Betty, who is on line 1. Hi, Betty. Welcome.
Hi.
How are you? Who can we search for?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm searching for myself. I'm another Betty.
All right. What's the last name?
And it's Galbraith, Galbreath.
Ah. Any relation to the great economist, John Kenneth?
No, not at all, unfortunately. No.
Well, he may not have had any money either.
Okay, Betty, I'm going to ask you the same question.
Really?
Is Betty short
I
for
may
something?
have more than him. Wish me luck.
Is Betty short for something, or is it just Betty?
It's just Betty.
Betty Galbraith. In Baton Rouge?
Yes. Baton Rouge.
Okay.
Betty, is that your family name or your married name?
No, it's a divorced married name.
Okay.
Would it be under my maiden name?
It could be. It could be your maiden name as well.
Let's check Galbraith first, okay?
Okay.
Nothing on your Galbraith. All right, let's get the other last name.
It's Majori. M-A-G-G-I-O-R-E.
Oh my God. My grandmother, my paternal grandmother was a Maggiore from Lago Maggiore in Italy originally.
Wow.
And they lived in Chicago. We might be cousins.
No.
Yeah.
My grandmother lived in Chicago, and my grandmother did.
Well.
Bill, there you go. It's time for a family reunion.
We may be related.
Let's see if you
may
have
be
some money.
related.
Unfortunately, we're coming up 0 on you. I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay. Can I check one more person?
Certainly.
Somebody I've been with for 34 years, Joseph George. Baton Rouge.
All right, it's coming up. By the way, while they're looking, the Maggiores were one-time royalty in Italy.
I don't know.
Hasn't done me any good. But street address? Do you have a street for us on Joseph George?
Same address. Kenmore, 806 Kenmore Avenue.
Kenmore, okay. It looks like your folks collected all their deposits and hung on to their money, but we thank you for being with us this morning.
Well, thank you for trying.
All right.
Thank you for watching. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Keep watching,
Thank you.
cousin.
Have a good day.
All right.
Bye-bye.
I'm going to clear these lines. It might be a little messy for a minute here while I clear them. Let's see. Did I get that one
Did we
cleared?
lose line 2?
Hang on. We're gonna get it. And we got line 1. We got to clear. And we got line 3. We got to clear. Okay. Now we got lines open for you. 225-831-1029.
John, we've talked about this before, but what are most of these monies? Where does this money come from, and why is it not? Why does it make it back to us quicker or more directly?
So there's a law in most states, if not all states, that once you keep money for so long as a company, as a business, you have to return that send it to the state, to the Unclaimed Property Program. So we have a lot of utility deposits, a lot of rent deposits, which in the Baton Rouge area, there's a lot of those with all the apartments. There's a lot of insurance claims. There's a lot of lost stocks, royalty type, stocks and bonds kind of things that people get when they're very young and forget that they have when they're very old. And so that gets turned over to the state, and it's our job and our team's job to try to find those folks. So we had some legislation passed this year because gift certificates. So what happened is they used to send all that in a lump sum of money with no names. Now we changed the law where they have to send us the names for $10 or more. So we expect now to be able to get a lot more information and try to find those folks as well.
It would be rather hard to return an unused gift certificate if they don't give you the names. If they
That's
just send
true.
you a dollar amount.
But a lot of people don't even know that. If you buy a gift certificate at Walgreens for your godchild, and your godchild never uses that gift certificate, you still own it. And by law, that gets turned over to the state of Louisiana. iTunes, there's a lot of
That's got to be millions of dollars.
Well, it's not millions, but we settled not long ago for $750,000.
That's close enough to $1 million.
Roughly how many people do you reunite with unclaimed property in a year?
Well, this year alone, the staff has done an outstanding job, and Kitty LaBelle's here. They're going to do 207,000 plus claims this year.
Goodness gracious.
That's unbelievable. That's a lot of claims. And Kevin, before technology has changed, they averaged about 30 to 34, 35,000.
Who's on two?
Last year they did over 200,000. This year we're going to do over 200,000. So that's a lot of work. That's a lot of people getting reunited with some money. Especially, let's face it, right now during the pandemic, we've been able to double down. Our staff has spent some time. I moved some of my administrators that do policy kind of things over to unclaimed property during the pandemic, and they've had a lot of success. It really taught us some things where we think we can improve the program.
I think we have to take a break here, but we have got Joyce, Crystal, and Iris. So you all stay on hold, Joyce, Crystal, and Iris. Stay where you are. A brief break, and we're back with more unclaimed property with State Treasurer John Schroder on Exiles TV. Stick around.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
That's right, the Clarence Buggs Show is back, along with the Exiles, Bill Profita and Kevin Gallagher. We've put the band back together, South Louisiana's talk team, and it's only on the Pelican. 10 a.m. till 12 noon, right here on the Pelican.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Hello, guys. It's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Welcome back to Exiles TV, doing unclaimed property with our state treasurer, John Schroder. He is in the center. And in our foreground, we have Blake and Molly. They're the ones that are actually doing the searching for you. And if you've been watching all the way along, they're pretty quick about finding unclaimed property, some money that might be yours. And we're going to get right to it. We're going to go to Joy. Hello, Joy. Welcome to the program.
Hello.
Hi.
Who should we check, Joy? Give us some names.
Joy, you're going to need to speak directly into that telephone. We can having trouble hearing you.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Who in the world have I called?
Joyce, are you watching the TV show at the same time?
I'm watching a TV show, yeah. But
All right, turn the volume on the TV show down completely so you can talk to us through the phone. How's that?
Okay, it's muted.
Okay.
Good. Now, who can we check for unclaimed property, Joy?
What is that?
Joy, did you dial the wrong number?
The phone number?
That we are seeing if you've got unclaimed property being held by the state treasurer's office.
You need my address?
We need
and a last name.
Last name and an address, please.
The name is Joy. The last name is Anselmo. It's A like apple, N, S like Sam.
And what city?
E-L-M-O. The address is 25152 Kendallwood Road, Baton Rouge, Louisiana,
Ooh, all right.
70817.
Here we go. We are searching as we speak, darling. Hang on with us.
$23.
You got
$23.
You got $23.
Wow, I could take $23.
Who couldn't? All right, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to go, or if you've got somebody, I hear somebody in the background that's helping you, you can go to the Treasurer's website, which is latreasury.gov.com, excuse me, latreasury.com, and you can see right there, one of the things you'll see immediately is unclaimed property. Click on that, follow the directions. If you have any trouble, there's an 800 number you can use, and they will help you, okay?
Thank you, Joy.
Thanks for playing. From Joy, we go to Crystal. Nope.
Buzz is on line one.
How about Iris? Hi, Iris. How are you?
All right.
All right. How can we help you? Who are we going to search for?
Sir?
Yes. What name should we search for unclaimed property, Iris?
Irma?
I-R-M-A or E-R-M-A?
I-R-M-A.
All right.
The last name is?
Cashmere? C-A-S-I-M-E-R-E.
Did y'all get that? Say it one more time, the last name, please, darling.
Cashmere, C-A-S-I-M-E-R-E.
All right. And what city?
Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Lake Charles. All right. Stand by for us. We're checking.
You're our longest distance caller today. Thank God. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
All right. So over $50. So when it gets over 50, we don't know, exactly how much, but you have over $50 in unclaimed property. Nothing? Not even a good a chuckle, a yippee, a little wahoo, something? There we go.
I just woke up.
Well, you woke up to money. You should try to do that tomorrow, too. All right, here's what you do. Go online to latreasury.com, and you'll see a button that says Unclaimed Property. Click on that, follow the instructions, and they will send a check to you. If you get into trouble, I promise you there are people that answer that 800 number, and they will talk to you, okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much for playing. All right, I'm going to clear these lines. Let me do that. And let me do that. Yes, that one isn't clearing.
Use that number at the bottom of your screen, 225-831-1029. You can ask for yourself or a loved one or a relative who lives with you. You can we'll take up to 3 different names and we'll search them for you. So call us at that number and we'll find out if you have some money waiting for you. In the meantime, while we're waiting for a call, John, I hope you don't mind, but there's been some difference of opinion whether that money can be tapped into to help balance our budget. And you've been staunchly defending the taxpayers' money as hands-off.
Yeah, it hasn't been a difference of opinion. They've done it. I'm just trying to stop it. But I'm happy to say yesterday, now in our special session, the Senate, for the first time in 3 years, that bill has made it out of the Senate and now headed to the House. So,
and the bill would protect the money from sweeps?
The bill would create a trust fund account that would go on the November ballot for a constitutional amendment. If it passes, it would go in at the end of next fiscal year, starting in 22. And that money would go into a trust account. We would invest it like we do the other $8 billion in Treasury. And it's protected, so the money stays there. But the state will also get a benefit from it. So in the long run, this is a much better way of doing it. You invest the money. You're talking it could make $30 to $40 million a year, 20 years down the road.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest problem, and you guys heard me talk a lot, the biggest problem government has is they don't plan very well for the future. One of the things that I bring to the table as a businessman, you have to plan for the future. Mm-hmm. And this is something that's great for the state. It raises money for the state, and guess what? Doesn't raise anybody's taxes. Very hard to do in government.
That is not an easy thing to do.
And in the meantime, you can use this money to leverage investments, right?
Yes, so you will be able to invest it. And what's been happening, Kevin, at the end of each fiscal year, the money's been swept into the state general fund. And what caused me to stop and pause and look at the process, because in 2018, we needed 50. We had a big run on, and technology allowed us to match a lot more data, and we were $15 million short, and there's not some pot of money sitting there. So it caused us to take a look, but it's taken us 3 years. It's halftime in the session right now, at least for the bills, where the bill's concerned.
Well, and I'm liking the management philosophy of putting some money away for the future from the investment earnings, which makes sense. Let's go back to the phones, by the way. You can call 831-1029 for the first time all day. We've had a line open. Grab it while you can. Veronica, welcome. How are you?
Fine, and you?
I am well. What name can we search for you, darling?
Okay, may I be on Veronica, B as in boy, Hill?
Say the last one again, please.
Excuse me?
Your last name again, real slowly.
Hill, Hill.
Ah, thank you. You have a beautiful Southern lady charm that kind of slurred that diphthong at the front, and we weren't sure whether it was Hill or Bill.
So Veronica Hill.
And what city, Veronica?
And what?
What city?
Maringouin, Louisiana.
Maringouin. All right, you stand by. We're checking as we speak.
Thank you.
I'm afraid nothing under Veronica Hill. Now, is that your married name or your maiden name?
That's my married name.
You want to try your maiden name real quick?
Brown, B-R-O-W-E-N.
B-R-O-W-E-N or N-E?
B-R-O-W-E-N, Brown.
Yeah, just Brown.
All right, very good. B-R-O-W-N. I'm confusing everybody.
Veronica Brown.
All right, we're looking real quickly here.
In Maringouin.
In Maringouin, yes. Well, I'm sorry, Veronica. We couldn't find anything for you, but we do appreciate your being with us this morning.
Okay, do I have to give you my husband's name to make sure?
Sure, let's do your husband's name.
Burnell, B as in boy, U-R-N-E-L-L.
Burnell.
James Hill, Jr.
Burnell James Hill, Jr.
J, no, his middle initial is J. J, after J.
Bernard J. Hill.
He has $76.
He has $76. He's been hiding from you, Veronica.
High marks
That's
for
in
the day.
Yep.
That's in Maringouin.
Yep.
Burnell J. Hill, Jr.
Yep.
You sure we only have 50,000?
No.
I don't know if we can bargain on this.
If you did, I'd bring it to you personally.
Does he have a new boat in the driveway that you weren't expecting? All right, my dear, same instructions. Go to latreasurer.com and click on treasury.com. And click on the button for unclaimed property, and you'll be off to the races, okay?
It takes just minutes to fill out a couple of quick forms.
Okay,
And that
thank
check,
you.
that check comes fast. I can tell you from personal experience, that check comes before you know it.
All right. I believe...
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Jesus,
Thanks a
I
lot.
like her.
Bye-bye. I believe we are due for a break here. So, we got Susanna? Let's take Susanna. Where's she, line 1? Line 2. Susanna, hi, how are you?
Hello.
Hello, Susanna, you there?
Hello.
Hi. Don't you cry for me.
Really?
I'm sorry. Susanna, hi. We need your first and last name and what town?
Suzanne Horton.
Courtney.
Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge. Susanna, Courtney.
In Baton Rouge. Fingers are flying. We're checking for you as we speak.
Anything in Baton Rouge?
Nothing in Baton Rouge. Now, is that a married name or a maiden name?
That's a married name, and I can barely hear y'all.
I'm sorry, say that again?
She said she could barely hear us.
I can barely hear you.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Maybe we need to get up on the mic.
Let's try your maiden name real quickly.
Well, here's the deal. I'm calling to say this is a wonderful thing you're doing. I've already checked this year, but last year when I checked, I got a nice check from the Treasury, not only for our household, but I got $347 for a homeowners association.
Dang!
Oh,
So in
that's
addition to personal things, there are businesses out there and associations that have some money tied up in this.
It's funny you should mention that because I was about to ask John during a lull about corporate entities that also have money in unclaimed property.
We really... Well, thank you for saying that, and please spread the word because there's nonprofits, churches, businesses, parish governments, municipal towns. Everybody has money. We sent a couple months ago. We sent $150,000 to United Way in New Orleans.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, wow.
That's nice. Well, darling, it has been a pleasure having you. We have to take a brief break. For everybody else, 225-831-1029. Our last segment was State Treasurer John Schroder, unclaimed property. Everybody stick around, okay?
It's coming right up.
Hi, gang. Clarence Buggs here. Cox Cable is upgrading the signal from the Pelican, but to catch us, you're going to have to tune in now to a new number. Acadiana, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Gramercy, Lutcher. Check your guide for details.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Clarence Buggs Show.
Yeah.
I'm back on the air. That's right, 10 a.m. until 12 noon, Monday and Wednesday, and we replay it Monday and Wednesday nights, 10 p.m. to midnight. Check us out online. You can watch it live at PelicanSportsTV.com, or better yet, why don't you just download the Pelican Broadcasting app? That way you can take it with you anywhere you go. That's right, the Clarence Buggs Show. Tell you what, oh, wait, gotta run, gotta go, bye.
And we're back. It's Exiles TV. Just a few more minutes here with our state treasurer, John Schroder, and his good staff with the Unclaimed Property Division. The idea is this money winds up with the state by hook or by crook, by one way or another, and some of us never find out unless we check whether there's some money waiting for us. I've had 2 checks over the last 6 years.
Yeah, and well, we found one for my old business 4 weeks ago when you were with us, but I haven't actually filed for it yet. It's just been kind of crazy.
Now the truth comes
But
out.
I will.
And while you've been watching us, if you've seen, we've had the camera looking over Holly's shoulder, and you can see just how easy it is to search a name through the database and come up with a hit. So we got a time for a few more phone calls.
Yeah, we can take a couple more, but if you don't get in, chances are good we're going to be doing this again, but you can always search it yourself by going to the website. It's really very, very easy. All right, let's see. Line 1 is on hold, correct?
Yep.
I'm still trying to figure out the phone system. Good morning. Welcome to Exiles TV. Who have we got here? Speak up for me, darling.
Bobby Ruffin,
All right, what city, my dear?
Patterson, Louisiana.
Patterson, Louisiana. All right, we're searching as we speak. Hang with us. We'll find out what we got. Was it R-U-F-F-I-N, your last name?
Yes, R-U-F-F-I-N.
R-U-F-F-I-N in Patterson, Louisiana. And your first name, is that the name that's on your birth certificate, or is that a short for Patricia?
No, that's my name on the birth certificate.
All right.
P-O-B-B-I-E.
That makes it easy. We're looking. Stand by. Don't go anywhere. I'm sorry, we don't have anything for you, darling. We got a couple calls waiting, so next time we do this, call us and we'll check like your husband and things like that. We just want to try to squeeze everybody in. You're holding up a sign, and I've got lights in my eyes. What? Just yell what the sign says. Paperless. Paperless. Okay.
Well, paperless means you can do this entire thing.
Yeah, you can do it all online. Yeah.
And the only paper that you're going to is that check is going to arrive in the mail.
Here's the tint about TV. We don't want to encourage people not to call us and do paperless while we're live. Just say it. Who's on 2? Crystal. Crystal number 2 for the day. Welcome. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good. What name can we search for you?
Crystal Hemmings.
Hemmings.
And is it
Yes.
Crystal with a C or Crystal with a K?
Crystal with a C.
All right. What we have nothing for you. We keep coming up zeros here.
Okay.
Very sorry.
In a way, that's good because that means
And you didn't lose anything.
Yeah, you didn't lose
you haven't lost
anything.
anything.
You've been keeping track of your money. All right, let's see. We got time, I think. Who's on line 3, Marty? Marty's got his headset up so loud. All right, Alvin, good morning. Welcome to Exiles TV.
Hello.
Hello, Alvin.
Alvin!
Simon, Theodore.
Throwback. I think we lost him.
I think we'll. All right, well, that'll clear the lines. Let's see if we can't make room for one or more callers.
We've only got about 4 more minutes if you want to dial in. The number is 225-831-1029.
Yes.
So look, as we wrapping this up, I just wanted your listeners to know, and your viewing audience, there's over $111 million in just the Metro Baton Rouge. That's not counting Lafayette and some of the parishes that you guys meet or reach out to. So it's important to go in and check. This almost every family has somebody that has some money. And understand that. We have it because people have just lost you. These companies have old addresses. It's really important to update your files.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we get it. I'd prefer that we never get it, but you have to update your files and keep your addresses updated.
Well, and one thing that we were talking about a few nights ago with this is, we've got college towns in most of our viewing area. You got ULL and LSU and Nichols and all that. And how many times did you move in college and leave a deposit with Entergy, or a deposit with the phone company, or a deposit with the apartment complex, and you may have left it behind? We'll have it for
Mom
you.
and Dad are paying those deposits.
Yeah, that's right. All right, let's go to the phones.
I think that's Alvin again.
Alvin, we got you this time. How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm just making sure that you don't have my dad and me mixed up, though.
Well, let's find out.
Let's find out. All right, what name are we searching?
I'm sorry, what did you say again?
Your name, please.
Oh, Alvin. Alven. Middle name is Troy. Troy.
Okay.
Last name Grievous. Greavis.
All right, stand by. We're checking as we speak. Don't you go anywhere. What city?
All right. Maringouin.
Maringouin. We're big in Maringouin.
Holly's nodding her head yes.
$16.
You got
Whoa,
you got
there you go.
16
$16
bucks, Big A. So 16, 1-6.
Okay.
Worth claiming.
Yeah.
All right. Alvin, all you got to do is go to that website. Go to latreasury.com and just punch in your name under unclaimed property, and it'll tell you everything you need to know. The whole thing's paperless. You'll get a check in the mail.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you
Alvin.
very much.
Appreciate you.
Thank you very much. All right. I see line 3. Is that Blink? Sherry is on too.
I think Sherry's going to be our last caller.
Sherry, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, let's do first name, last name, and town real quick because we're running tight on time, darling.
Okay.
Go.
Sherry?
Yes.
Yes. Give us your full name, please, and what town.
Sherry R. Boudreaux.
Sherry R. Boudreaux. And is it Sherry or Sherri or CHE? How do you spell your first?
Sherry.
All right, Sherry Boudreaux. What city?
Rain. Rayne.
Rain. We're looking. Sherry, nothing today. But thanks for joining us, and we'll check again next time, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate everybody that called in. It is just this simple, though. You go to latreasury.com, you click on unclaimed property, you enter your name in a field, or if you want to search for somebody else. But remember, it's up to that. Let's say you're checking for mother-in-law or something. It's up to that person to actually fill out the claim and get the money. But you can at least find out if money's waiting for you.
And by the way, if you're checking for a parent or an in-law that may be deceased, there are procedures, if you are the rightful heir, to get the money to you.
Yeah, there's a lot of heirship issues, and that's probably the more technical stuff. But yeah, I guess the big thing is go to the website if you have any problems at all. We have a crack staff. They're willing to help. Just call and ask, and we'll walk you through it.
And they do answer the phone in a timely fashion.
No, we answer all our own phones.
Yeah, I know. I mean, calling there is actually pretty much a pleasure. We want to thank you for being with us, Mr. Treasurer. You can tell how much the audience loves doing this. And by the way, our foreground actors, Molly and Blake, you did very, very well.
Thank you.
ABC may have a TV series for you in the offing. Blake and Molly, a nice sitcom. I don't think we want to do the cop this time. Maybe we'll do civil servant. How's that? And for all of you who called in and told your friends, thanks for joining us on Exiles TV. We will be back on Thursday, and we look forward to seeing you then. And in the meantime, stay safe out there.
God bless. Bye-bye.